that sucker starts every time.
That Altoid Tim.
Yeah.
If you take squares of Levi's, old Levi's.
Yeah.
I did it!
Oh,
There you go.
yay! Look at that.
Yay.
Holy good. Oh, that's cool.
Don't melt down.
Yeah, we're not gonna
on
melt.
the dice table.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. This is Rob with Yoro Adventures. Today we are going to be doing an interview series with our friend Jason Hill, who is part of the search and rescue team here locally, and we're going to be covering some best practices, things to know, and make sure that you're safe when you're out on your adventures, and especially when you're in the wilderness.
For most excursions, what I did here is I just have like my little hiking pack. They talk about the 10 essentials, and so I'm just going to pull out some of the stuff that I think most people should have on any excursion.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Absolutely.
let's see what we got here. Oh, this is my. I even got a fancy SAR mask
For the COVID.
for the COVID search and rescue. So, which, you know, people, it is a thing, because if we're out rescuing somebody, we have to take into consideration to protect ourselves. So I'll start pocket knife. There's a million uses for a pocket knife. Anyone with survival and preparation will tell you to have one. A rain jacket,
Okay.
100% waterproof. This could do a number of things. One, if it gets cold, it'll trap your body heat and it'll keep your torso warm
Okay.
if you were out overnight. Rainstorm, thunderstorm, you want to try to keep yourself dry, because again, if you get wet, especially at night, or if the wind comes up, that'll affect your core temperature. But also, being 100% waterproof, I could probably scoop up water. I could do a lot of different things. It'll provide shade. If I just need to get out of the sun, I could hold it over my head. A lot of different uses.
A lot of uses. Yeah.
Lightweight. I always have one. Let's see, what else do I got in here. Oh, now this one isn't part of the 10 essentials that you normally hear about, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but
Wet
sometimes
wipes.
you gotta go. You
Yeah.
gotta go. I like to be prepared, so I've got a little kit here. It's got toilet paper, wet wipes, a bag, you know, to contain everything, and it's in a waterproof bag so that it's not going to get wet even if it rains. Water bottle here. I always recommend bringing more than you think you need, but at least bring some. So,
What is the kind of the rule of thumb on water consumption? Because I tend to pack, a ton of water. A little bit overkill. It's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, go under. Because when you start getting dehydrated is when you get confused, you get headaches, you get fatigued.
Whistle.
A whistle. Okay.
Very inexpensive, very effective. If you're lost, and people are out looking for you, or you want people to find you, you can whistle and it travels, and it's just a good way to communicate. So headlamps, there's a million different styles and types, but and you might be going out at 8 a.m. for a 2-hour hike. You're not thinking at any point you're going to be out overnight. But again, accidents happen. I know personally people that have twisted their ankle and needed assistance to get off a trail because rocks are slippery. Even if you're on the trail, like not even exploring, but on the trail you can still slip.
Yeah.
And so if you end up being out at night or overnight, having a light source is going to be a tremendous mental boost. Signal mirror, this isn't as important. We use them in search and rescue, maybe not for a day hike, but for being inexpensive and lightweight, if you got injured and you're in the backcountry, maybe not even close to a trail, and air support is coming in to look for you. So depending on the circumstances, the National Guard will send out a bird, or state police. This then comes in handy, especially in New Mexico where we have 200 some days of sunshine. You can signal the pilot and they can pinpoint you really well with one of these mirrors, whereas they can't see you
Yeah.
in a canopy of trees.
Yeah.
You could be wearing bright orange, and it's just extremely difficult from that elevation to see somebody. All right, so protection from the elements. I carry sunblock, a hat. I just think it's kind of common sense. You know, sunburn will affect your temperature and your body functions. This is one that it's kind of our day and age. So cell phones are kind of an incredible tool for people getting in trouble, because if you can call 911, they can triangulate and get really close to your coordinates of where you're calling from. And that helps us be able to like run right up a trail, find the quickest route in to rescue them. But a lot of people don't have enough battery power, or they're calling their friends, they're calling, you know, for help, and the battery goes down, and then we can't stay in contact with them throughout the mission. So these backup batteries to recharge your phone, I think, are super important. You can get them at Walmart. They're really cheap, pretty lightweight, and so
I have a solar one that I bought. It was super cheap on Amazon.
Yeah.
But it doesn't charge the fastest. But if you're going to be stuck somewhere, put it there, and it will, you know, charge in a couple hours.
But I highly recommend an extra battery on a day hike. Okay, so if you get stuck out overnight, having some way to protect yourself from the elements, the cold, so forth, there's a lot of different things. This is a emergency bivy. It's basically like a waterproof sack that traps, kind of like a sleeping bag that traps your body heat.
Okay.
It's lightweight, and that's an option. But as a second option, if you don't want to go out and buy one of those, this is a trash bag. You know, I learned this in Boy Scouts, and I still to this day teach it and spread the word. This is a contractor size heavy duty trash bag, so it's a large one. But if I got in trouble, I could poke a little hole through the side, pull it over your head. Don't put the hole in the top, because then if it rains, it's coming down around your neck.
Right.
And but you do it on the front side, and you can kind of poke your face through to breathe, and then you can tuck your knees in and your arms inside that bag, and you could just sit down on the ground, and it's trapping all your body heat. It'll probably keep you from freezing. It'll keep you dry if it's raining, and and you can collect water with it. You could make shade with it. You could do so many things with. So this is another big one that I highly recommend. This is a Frontier emergency water filter. They also have the water straws.
So I have life straws.
Life straw.
Yeah, okay.
I've got multiples of those too. Either one.
Okay.
I think they're about $20.
Yes.
But they are so amazing in that this stream right here, if I were to drink from it, chance of giardia, you know, various different things that could give you diarrhea, make you sick. But with this straw, I could literally put it in the water and it filters it.
Right.
And they filter hundreds of gallons mostly for, you know, so it's multiple use.
Right.
But again, you're out in a situation where you got hurt, you're in trouble. Maybe it rains and there's a pool and a rock. That might be your only water source.
Right.
And this will allow you to drink straight from it without any effort. All right, moving on. Just got a couple more. So here I have a compass. Again, you can get them super cheap. There's a million different types, and that can help you if maybe you got lost and you do know a general direction of where you should be going. Like say you're in the mountains and you know that if you go west, you should hit civilization. That could be an aid, but there's still some caveats to that, because in our Sandia Mountains, there's a reason there's trails. A lot of people like to explore off trail, but there's a lot of cliffs. People do not realize that people get cliffed out all the time. They start scrambling and exploring, and then they get stuck. And then that's when our technical teams have to come in with the ropes and the gear and rescue them, because there's just no other safe way to do it.
Yeah.
And so you can't just pick a direction and say, I'm going that way, because it might not be passable. So snacks. I have, whatever kind of snacks you want. I have some nuts. Those are pistachios. I love these
protein.
old goos, for energy.
Mm.
And when you're out, you don't want to just replace your water. You need food. Food is energy, and it helps your body regulate its systems.
Mm-hmm.
So even sweating and cooling and those types of things, you got to have some energy.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you can also drink lots and lots of water, and then you're expelling your salts. You need to replace the salts, electrolytes, and things like
And
that.
calories. I mean, it's just, yeah.
So a couple small snacks, again, lightweight. I'm gonna crank through these real quick. I've just got a couple more. Here I've got a little multi-tool. This is just, maybe an alternative to a pocket knife, but lightweight. It's got a knife, a little Swiss Army knife or a Leatherman, things like that.
Screwdriver, yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah.
And this is one, as a survival instructor, I like to really harp on people to bring some way of starting a fire. I always have multiple methods, and so this one is really easy. This is just a regular Bic lighter, and I have it taped up in a little waterproof container so it doesn't get wet.
Okay.
But these work even up to 10,000 feet, and all you do is click it and you can start a fire.
Yeah.
The reason for that is multiples. There's one, if you're out overnight, that fire is going to be for your mental health.
Right.
You feel comfortable when you have light. You feel like it's going to protect me from animals and keep them away. So it's kind of a safety thing, and it makes you feel good. Wait, super cheap. I also have they're
Ferroman rod.
yeah, they're called flint and steel. This is a ferrocerium rod,
Mm-hmm.
I think is the actual term, and they cast a spark, so you get a real dry tinder bundle, some moss from a tree, some shavings, whatever, really fine stuff. Get it together, toss a spark in there, and that's going to do it. Another one, they sell this at a lot of the big outdoor stores. It's called Wet Fire, and it looks like a little piece of soap. It's white, it's got the same consistency. You can light it on fire and set it on the water, and it stays lit.
Really?
It burns for a long time. It catches a spark super easy. It's petroleum based,
Okay.
and super easy to use and reliable. So I've got multiple ways of starting a fire. So just all those things I kept in this bag, waterproof bag.
Okay.
If I needed to collect water, and carry it around with me, I could. Oops, mosquitoes.
I know the mosquitoes came out in full force, everybody.
But again, you can get these things at Walmart. They're cheap, and this entire pack weighed 8 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So to me, 8 pounds, and if you added all this up, I don't know, maybe $50. Is your life worth $50?
Yeah.
Mine is. Have you wasted $50 on a lot of dumb stuff?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Being out in the woods is a pleasure. It's a fun thing. But
beautiful
you
out there,
have to
right?
be
Yeah.
able to keep it a fun activity. And if what you've got there will keep you out of trouble if something were to happen.
That's it.
Could save your life.
Well, so you have a lot of stuff that you pulled out of a little bag that I would have guessed is like 16 inches long, 8 pounds. And I, again, to reiterate, nothing was more than 20 or 30 bucks an item, and most of it's probably in the low tens or, $5. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is just to drive home a point. A little bit of prevention and preparation can be the difference between a good trip and maybe a couple missteps or a disastrous trip, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, because things can go south really quick, and these items will
make that uncomfortable situation just far better until help can get to you.
Right. So, any final questions or thoughts?
I would just like to thank you. I learned a lot, and definitely going to continue being safe.
Absolutely.
Thanks to you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And just for the folks that are watching this, there's a lot of resources online. Is there I noticed that your group has a website.
Yeah, so cblsr.org is my personal team that I'm on, and we have the 10 essentials listed, as well as other resources. But no matter where you live, you can just go to Google, type in search and rescue. I'm pretty sure every state has a search and rescue team. Most of them are volunteer. Some of them are paid. Actually, you can get a job in that field in some of the bigger national parks. But yeah, normally the requirements are minimal. The training is done by the teams in most cases, and you can be in the field helping people really, really quickly. And if you already love the outdoors and you have a passion for it and you like to help people, then it'll be really rewarding.
Wonderful. Well, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and doing this. One of the biggest things that I get asked when I'm out is, how do I prepare? And it doesn't take much. And I wanted somebody who does this and sees this, on a consistent basis, and not, me who may only see it once in a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
Type of scenario, be able to explain a little bit further. So I really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for watching our video.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And how you help us and support us is making sure that you subscribe to our channel. So please feel free to subscribe. Jason, it's been a pleasure, and thank you very much. For
Absolutely.
Thank you,
for
Jason.
having me.
Thank you.
Take care. Be safe, everyone.
Be safe.
Bye.